Well, security is a big thing that we have to think about in preparedness, survival situations, and just our day to day living. But not everyone either can, has, or wants to use, traditional firearms. They don't want to use anything like that. They don't like the idea or wouldn't want to kill anyone. So, what are some less lethal defense options? The biggest thing to start with is situational awareness. Try not to let yourself get into a situation where you have to defend yourself. Be alert, be observant. If it doesn't feel right, get out of that situation. Try and always keep an avenue of escape. And if you can, stay in groups, strength in numbers. I know that's not always going to save you, but you know, my daughter's a lifeguard, and she said, "Hey, is the best lifeguard the one who doesn't get wet?" And I said, "Well, I could see the logic in that. If you can prevent everything from happening, or are situationally aware enough to not have to get in the water to do a save, arguably that's pretty good." Multiple functions. So if you've seen any of my videos, I like everything I have to serve multiple purposes. You can only carry so much stuff. You can only buy so much stuff. Resources are finite. Money's finite. And so try and have things that can serve lots of different purposes. I found in prepping that's the things that I've gotten for maybe other reasons are ones that I've then used in different situations. So think, can this be used for safety? Is it for defense? Can I hunt with this or acquire food? Can I hang stuff up with it? Can I build stuff with it? Could I use it for a medical reason? Is it suspicious? Is it not suspicious? Other reasons. Okay, so distance. Try and keep your adversary or the threat at a distance. Some of the things pictured here, I mean, you could get a slingshot. You can use a slingshot for just fun. Go out, do some target practice, hit some cans or some targets with your slingshot. You could hunt with it. If you have the slingshot, like the little steel ball bearing pellets or marbles or a rock, that could easily stun or kill small animals. You could kill a large opponent with that. So less than lethal, you got to be careful too. If you hit someone in the head with a steel shot or a marble, I'm sure that has a good chance of killing them too. So you have to watch your placement of the projectile as well. A BB gun or a pellet gun. That's the one picture of the smaller gun down there. And not a traditional, if you're under here where I am in Alberta, I think Canada as a whole, if you're under 500 feet per second in speed of the pellet, of the projectile, you don't need a firearm license, a PAL, possession and acquisition license for that. So again, you can do fun things just like target practice. You could hunt small game with it if you had to, and you could defend yourself. One of my favorites, the Fox 40 whistle. You can use that for defense. It is quite painful to get that shrill blast. So if someone was an aggressor, an animal, or a person was coming at you, that shrill blast might deter them or cause them to flee. You could probably even do some damage to their eardrums with it. Or it signals that you need help. Call attention to yourself. That's a good defensive tactic as well. Help, help, I need help. If someone hears a lot, 3 whistle blasts, the classic signal for help. To my knowledge, we're not allowed to have mace here where I am. But I did put the picture of a little can of mace there. You can get bear spray. You have to record the serial number when you get it. There's lots of good reasons. Hiking, camping. Again, I've got bears around our property here, so I carry bear spray with me. On that note, the picture of the shotgun in this panel, you can get rubber slugs for them. So they are less lethal. Again, you could still kill someone with it, or you hear of people dying from being shot with a rubber slug, or in the movies, the bean bags and that the police use. But you can buy them for animal deterrence as well. So you can get rubber slugs That's the nice thing about shotguns. They hold quite a variety of ammunition. A flashlight. Bright light is a tactical weapon. It is a weapon that you can use against an aggressor. Again, whether the aggressor is an animal or a person. The super soaker, the water gun, right? I've heard lots of budget tips. You don't have to just put water in it, for example. You could put something in it that is more of an irritant, some sort of a concoction. There's lots of videos on things like that, and I'm sure any of us who've gotten anything in our eyes that doesn't permanently damage us knows what that's like. So those are some non-lethal or less lethal options to keep an aggressor at bay. What about close quarters? Well, there's the classic, I got my baseball bat by the door or my bed in case I hear an intruder. Again, close quarters, blowing the Fox 40 whistle, that shrill, audible sound at close quarters. A carabiner, great for holding your water bottle on your bag, great for hanging stuff up, great for attaching things, not very suspicious, very practical, very handy. No pun intended, but if you put it on your hand, it would basically be like brass knuckles. And so that's, to protect your hand if you have to strike something. A pen, right? We have to think outside the box too. A simple pen. How many of us carry a pen? You don't have to have a big machete or a Bowie knife or something like that. I didn't put knives on here. That's something you could easily carry with you. Many people carry a knife. These are more kind of subtle ones. A taser. Again, you can't have those here, but if you can get them, that's an option. This is one that I've talked about before. Is just something, innocuous. It's a nut on a chain, a piece of jewelry. But if you have to defend yourself, you could swing that to deter someone. And it's also cool, and it's jewelry. Lollipops. If you curled your fist around the candy portion and had the stick sticking through your fingers, that would make a very effective punching / kind of stabbing type weapon if you had to. It doesn't attract much attention. And also, you have some candy with you. One, if you're diabetic or know someone who's diabetic or need to help someone who's diabetic that needs some sugar, or if you yourself need a little treat sometimes. There's the flashlight again. The classic big mag light, the big 4D cell ones that security guards carry. That's for light, and it's basically a bat. Keys, we talked about that. Pretty much everybody has keys with them. Well, maybe more digital now, more apps, so you might have to smack somebody with your phone, but you can put your keys through your fingers, and again, you could deter someone. A purse. You could swing it and hit someone with that. A belt. I always try and have a belt on. You could use that to keep someone at bay. A hiking pole, an umbrella, a cane, a walking stick, right? All of these things that have they're traction aids. They help give you balance. They can keep the rain off your head or the sun off your head. A bottle of perfume. If you've ever accidentally or someone has gotten perfume in your eyes or cologne in your eyes, very painful. So you may have a little bottle with you. Something like that. Again, just think of these different things. And it's thinking about it ahead of time and practicing it in a situation, role-playing it out so that you know that that's an option. Lots of people would look back at this now and say, I never thought of that. Or, yeah, I could have done that. I had that with me, but I just froze. Plan it, practice it, perfect it. That's what we have to do. So think of these things, write them down, reinforce that muscle memory that you have options. I was thinking of all kinds of things when I was making this. You can look around the room you're in right now. You could take a piece of paper and roll it up into a tube and use it as a striking aid or a tool, to jab it at someone if you had to. Lots of different options. Best weapon, as we've just kind of alluded to, is your mind. Your mind is a weapon. Always keep it loaded. Think about these things, walk through different scenarios. What would I do if I was driving home and I thought someone was following me? Where would I go? Well, I better hurry and get home. I think someone's following me. Well, that might not be the best option, to drive right to your home and park and go in. Now, if you're concerned about them knowing where you live, guess what? Now they do. So go through that scenario. Where's the nearest police station that you could drive into their parking lot, stop, go in and say, I think I'm being followed. The police won't mind. I mean, if you do it repeatedly, sure, they might get annoyed with you, but they won't mind. Go to a public place, but walk through the scenario. Think about if I was in trouble right now, what do I have on me or near me that I could use? That's it. Thanks for watching.